The Biafran War has defined the history and affairs of Nigerian state for the past 50 years. Nearly everything happening in Nigeria, whether it's in the social or the political space, is somehow traced to an event that happened between 1967 to 1970, and that is the Biafran War. Some choose to call it the Biafran Genocide. Whichever one you call it, it affects the day-to-day life of the average Nigerian. Therefore, to tell the Nigerian story is to tell the story of the Biafran War. And in the adventure of Zoba, we had to make sure we start from telling this story, because whatever we are going to see going forward in one way or the other in Nigeria is related to whatever happened between 1967 to 1970. Come with us. To tell the story, we went to Umuahia, the last capital of the Republic of Biafra. This is also where Ujuku Bunker is located, where also the Biafran State House and the Voice of Biafra Bunker are all located.
What's up, guys? The adventure of Zoba took us to a place in Umuahia today, and it's the National War Museum. Now, a lot has been said about Biafra. A lot have been said about the skillfulness of the Biafran soldiers. You know, some people actually say that Biafrans did not fight as heroes, but heroes fought like Biafrans.
After going through all the processes needed to get access into the war galleria, the tour guide took us across all the 3 sections of the National War Museum. However, the entire mood changes immediately you get to the Civil War Gallery, for you could feel the spirit of Biafra heavily present in the building. The section of the War Gallery left in its original state, depicting the original state of the Biafran flag at the entrance of the bunker that housed the Voice of Biafra, the voice of Ukonkondem, Uche Chukwumerije, and other Biafran broadcasters. You could literally hear them whispering to your ears, and you can see the magnificence of the handworks of the Biafrans. Climbing down the stairs felt like one was stepping down into the very heart of Biafra, because there was no difference between Biafra and what we were saying.
Well, this is the remains of Voice of Biafra transmitter. This transmitter was the reason why this bunker was built. But without this transmitter, there will be no bunker. Without this bunker here, there will be no one to on this particular place.
The site of the Voice of Biafra transmitter, the same transmitter that transmitted the voice of Ukonkondem in 5 different languages across the ends of the earth, propagating and preaching the message of Biafra and telling the story about the war. The sight of this particular transmitter evokes a different kind of emotion, a different kind of memory, a different kind of feeling, especially for a one-time broadcaster like myself. It gives the feeling of what the Biafran state could have been if it survived till this day. The bunker was built such that from the announcer's room, one can easily make an escape through another exit provided at the back of the bunker. Behind the bunker is a trench carefully built and covered with trees so that the Biafran head of state can easily walk through it from the state house, which was located just by a mile away, to the bunker where he can do his broadcast and then go back to the state house without anybody seeing him, which was why a lot of people thought that he appeared and disappeared.
This one now is the Voice of Biafra.
Yes. Wow.
Then the other one is Voice of Biafra.
So this one was looking for internal communications. The other one is for external. That one was going as far as neighboring countries. Why this one? They normally use Igbo to tell the Biafrans what was going on.
So it's between the southeast now.
Yes.
You gave him card before.
This one nice. All the mobile. The one station with one place.
While this is the remains of the machine that Biafrans used to refine crude oil into fuel. These are the sophisticated weapons that the Biafrans used during the war. 90% of them were locally made in Biafra by Biafrans using Biafran material. This was happening 50 years ago. And 50 years later, Nigerians across board cannot produce things as little as toothpick by themselves.
No one can get to this
At all.
These are some of the planes and fighter jets that the Nigerian side used against Biafra. These fighter jets were responsible for the death of so many Biafrans, so many civilian Biafrans, people who were in their homes, people who were in the markets, people who were doing wedding ceremonies and just going about their daily lives, and the bombs hit them from above, and it was piloted by an Egyptian who knew next to nothing about either Nigeria or Biafra. All he knew was once he saw what looked like people, he dropped the bomb.
They are locally at the aircraft.
So this is the engine?
Yeah, that is the engine. I told you are going to see the engine.
Yeah.
So the engine was the only thing that was recovered.
So that's sometimes people mistake this area with that one. They will connect the wire through this tiny hole here.
Okay.
So when they connect to the wire, it's what they call short battery. Once they rest on top of this spring, it becomes like this. Now come and see what happens. Whenever it's like this, that is ready for action. What they will do is to dig a small trench at the back of this thing and station 2 soldiers that will operate it. Meanwhile, the Biafran soldier will be at the back. Once the Nigerian soldiers, once the Biafran side Nigerian soldiers come in, the Biafrans will be moving back as if they are running from the Nigerian soldiers. Meanwhile, they are only trying to draw them, drag them close. So once they get to the range, this thing can cover. They will be there to signal those soldiers. Ordinarily, those people we are not seeing them.
No.
So once those people receive that signal, they will be the one to operate this thing. Once they operate it, all those contents.
They connect the wire.
Yes, all those contents, broken bottles, stones and nails are the things that will move out But the bad news there is that those 2 soldiers will die
We
there.
die. Yes. So while the Biafran War was a tale of heroism, it was also a tale of immeasurable loss that you do not wish for it to happen again.